So I promised a limited chaotic build and here we are. I apologize about the delay, I've been quite ill. Unlike a lot of the limited kits you can get that are just recolors you can do yourself and skip the hefty price tag, some of them come with exclusive parts or pilots which can be kind of a justification for the cost. Which, speaking of, this bad boy comes with both a standing and sitting Van and Fiona, as well as Zeke standing and wrapped around the Zoids core. Absolutely beautiful to look at. Their unique clear molding is worth the strangely low prices you can find the Blade and Zero at, coming in between 150 to 250 Australian dollars for the former, and 200 to 300 Australian dollars for the latter. And they're found primarily on Buy for these prices, excluding postage, and if you're an Australian, I'd advise getting a couple of bits and pieces from there, consolidating the packages and having them sent in one go for a more balanced cost. Now, the worst part about them is seeing photos and videos of the final colouring, and that doesn't do it any justice. They have a very sapphire crystal looking finish and just explode with vibrance, but there are a couple of negatives to the kit to note here. Firstly, there were signs of silicone spray on the runners and parts, meaning that they came into problems moulding the sprues. Given extra proof by how warped the runners are, and apparently some pieces on the rare occasion are warped beyond use. This isn't all that surprising, given the troublesome nature of moulding clear plastics, which I have years of experience with, and I gotta say, I kinda want them to go through some more hell just for me, because I firmly believe we need a clear saber. Secondly, it felt like assembling a BT fake bladey, and what that means is, with the different plastic, some sections are much tighter than they usually are, so be mindful when you're building it, or you could run the risk of snapping or bending pieces, and that'll end with a very visible stretch mark. Lastly, if you need to use glue, don't be afraid to. I didn't, and I regret it honestly. I figured being tighter all over would be, a means to not glue it, and it would be stronger, but no, that's wrong. Deploying the blades causes them to explode off the body, and the rear pelvic part of the torso pops off entirely when you pose it. Other than that, this is one of those kits that will definitely glow up on your shelf and draw attention to it, particularly if you have some lighting to lend itself to the clear nature of it. To wrap up my watch of Chaotic Century now that I'm done with it, I do love the series, but it's got things that bug me a bit too much to watch as constantly or as much as New Century. As an adult, it's just my personal take on it. Just like some folks aren't interested in New Century, and that's completely fine. The overall nostalgia is definitely a 10er, so despite the adult lens casting some bad shadows on it, I guess you could say, it's still a lot better than some of the other shows of that time, like who's keen to watch Goku power up for 100 episodes and then stare menacingly for another 50, hey? Joke and clear exaggerating aside, DBZ is definitely hard to watch outside of the Kai release. Anyhow, that's about it for this one. Maybe onto a tank or something next while I work on the Zero Panzer on the side. So until the next one, happy modelling and take care. Also, too many of you don't mask up when you're painting. I just want you to know that I'm very disappointed.